Right guys, so now I've got everything sanded, dried off and cleaned up. We are going to be using this Gorilla epoxy glue. Apparently this sets within 5 minutes for the toughest jobs on the planet Earth. Or on planet Earth. Sets in 5 minutes, it's permanently strong. Once dry it's clear, sandable and paintable. So it bonds within 5 minutes. Bonds with metal, ceramic, glass, plastic, wood and more. I've used this stuff before. It's okay price wise. I've used it for PLA stuff before. Now what you want to do is make sure you use it on a bit of PLA before you use it on your actual model, because I have had glues where it's warped the PLA and it's made it go all weird and basically ruin the print. So if you're going to be doing this, make sure you do it on a bit that you don't care about. Maybe you can do a test print, not on something as big as this, but maybe just do two strips about yay big, glue them together and see if it affects it. So yeah, so I'm going to mix some of this up and then we'll be gluing this together. This is the scary part because this has taken so long to print these parts, and misaligning this is going to ruin it if we do misalign it. So take your time. So I'm going to knock up some of that. Also I'm using some of these bolts, and where Didier has put the hole there, as you can see, I'm going to go in from the back, or basically I'll show you quickly. Align it with this, so that will give me one bit to line up to, and then I've just got to make sure I've lined these parts up here, so that'll give me a guide to follow. In fact, I'll do it on these. So I'll be gluing the front of the car to this. So what I'll do is put that screw in like so. And then that will give me a guide to put that in like so. Squish that down, and then I've just got to line these parts up. So I'm not going to have much time, so at least that's going to take some of the guesswork out of it for me. So I'm going to prepare the glue, mix it up, and then we'll get spreading. Okay, right, we're mixed up. 1, this thing stinks. 2, you get a perfect mixture because you squeeze it out, it gives you one part with one part of the other, and you get a cap just so you get to seal it off. So I'm going to start by spreading it on the part we need to bond to the other part, but try not to get any near this this hole here, because that's what we're going to be poking the screw through, and we want the screw to come back out. So I don't want to put tons of this stuff on. May have to mix up a little bit more. So it doesn't give us tons of time to work with it. So we'll put the screw in. Let's see if I can get this on camera. So we'll put that in like so. That's in. And now we'll just try and line it up. We've got a little bit of time because it doesn't bond straight away. Here we go. You want to make sure this stuff, as you're trying to bond it, it doesn't move. So basically get the top angle looking nice, because the bottom doesn't really matter because it's on the it'll be on your table or your display stand. But get the top looking nice, and leave that to bond. I would clamp it, but there is just nowhere really to clamp it nice with the clamps I've got. So yeah, so that's looking good, liking that. Okay, we'll leave that to dry. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Just Boggy. I'm your host Boggy, and I just want to give you an update on what's been going on with the 3D printing project of the DeLorean. I've got to say, there's been so much gone wrong. I'm really sorry about the wind. I have got a dead cat on, and I'm hoping it's doing its job. Yeah, so much has gone wrong, and I just haven't really been in the mood to make videos, but hopefully I'm getting back to it. Weather's looking nice, feeling a bit better now. So where have I got? Well, the last of what I was doing, I was gluing the car together. Now I had some success. What ended up happening is it poured down with rain as I was gluing it. The weather wasn't great, and I was doing it outside because of the epoxy, and it basically stunk, and it says do it in an open area. So I didn't want to do it in the house, but I did it. It just wasn't sticking because I think the temperatures were just too bad, just too cold. It said it took 5 minutes to go hard, and with the mixture that it gives you, because it's a two-part mixture, you just squeeze the tube and it does the work for you, and then you mix it up. It wasn't going off, so what I had to do was go indoors and painstakingly hold it in position, because there's no way to clamp it the way I wanted it clamped. So this is where we got so far. The only thing that's not done is the back, because I have a feeling I'm going to need to get to this area, so I'm not going to glue that just yet. So we've glued most of the major components, as you can see. The front, the back, obviously the bumper that I've just showed you, and the gaps are awesome. But there's the gap that I said that I managed to have a lift on the print. But that's not bad at all. So the next step, even though it's all glued, I want to fill those gaps in, because you're going to see them and they're going to look horrible. So what I'm going to be using is a mixture of two putties. Now you want modelling putties really, rather than sort of car body filler. Putties are the way to go. So you got this one from Revol. It's called Plasto. This is really good for intricate little gaps and little shapes you want to make. This just squeezes out of the tube. You model it, and then I think it takes about 3 hours, maybe 2 hours, and then it goes rock solid. So there's that option. But for the bigger gaps, I found using this. Now, Milliput, you can buy this from Amazon, and what it is, it says will set underwater and it's heat resisting. This is a two-part mixture, as you can see there. It's just like plasticine really. So you cut off two bits of equal size. One's the product, one's like a kind of hardener. You mash that together, and that says Milliput will becomes rock hard in 3 to 4 hours in room temperature. So you've got to store that in a cool, dry place. This is going to be for the bigger bits, but again you can shape it, use water to shape it in your sculpting tools, and yeah, and then you can sand it down. So I've got loads more parts on the 3D printer printing away, but I'm going to be doing this. This is the next stage, and then I can put some primer and then start sanding again. It's going to take a lot of sanding, but I think it'll be worth it in the end, and then we can start getting on with the cosmetics and running some cables for the lights. I'm not going to film all of it, but I will film it because I said I would. There's a lot to do. Hopefully, with the weather being as good as it is, we'll be able to be outside and knock this thing out. So yeah, so the next thing really is to start sanding down and then filling, and then we'll spray it. So sorry I'm not my usual self, guys. It's there's a lot been going on. I've basically lost my hard drive with all the files on, and I didn't think, just with me being me, I didn't think that I could contact Didier, and I thought I'd have to buy the files again, and which I can't afford. Didier, being an absolute diamond that he is, said it was no problem. I did give him my receipt, my PayPal receipt, which showed that obviously what I'd brought, the dates and that, and Didier sent the files back over, and you know, he's such a nice guy, and give me a little sort of motivational kick up the backside and said, don't give up, keep going. So thanks, Didier, that's what I needed. And thank you again for, you know, I should have reached out to you, and anyone in the same position, get in contact with Didier, because again, great guy. So he sent the files back over. I got more files printing, and what we'll do is we'll start filling, sanding, and then we'll spray.